So we can start the meeting, guess that's not perfect. Okay, we can do a roll call, and, if we have quorum, or if we don't have quorum, we're gonna have to reschedule,
Okay.
which, Mr. Rigoberto is gonna do a roll call.
There's gonna be the, August the 14th. Gonna call roll. Alan Jackson,
Present.
Rick Solis,
Present.
Alma Oteo, Roland Perez, and Chris Haynes. We don't have a call. Auburn, Lorraine, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's 6:16 PM, we do not have quorum, so we're gonna have to either cancel the meeting or schedule it for another month, or we can do a regular meeting in October.
Do y'all wanna wait till October 9th or next month in September?
We have to.
I'll
we have
probably
to-
say in September.
we have
I
to,
mean, to
We
get
need 30
more-
days to advise
Yeah,
again.
we need 30 days to advise the property owners of the, if we decide to do September, we need 30 days to advise the property owners.
September's fine with me.
So guys wanna do September or the regular meeting in October?
I would put it up for, I'm fine with September, you know,
Mhm.
plus,
So we can
Not to
choose.
let it linger too long.
And we can choose a date, and just allow us those 30 days
Okay.
to.
what about the other committee members? Well, I think, as I'm saying, you need to put it out to everyone, to see if that date
We'll
works.
send an email.
Who's in the meeting? Okay. So let's see, we have to prepare the letters and at least 30 days for the letters to be received. It will be a good date in September. What do you guys think on September 25, a Wednesday? That will give us more than 30 days.
That's fine with me.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just saying
fine.
because the one in October, we're gonna have one in October?
Should we have one in October?
Because you won't have the 30 days.
Oh, you're right, we won't have it.
So if we have one in September, then you
So We'll
can,
just have another one in November then.
we'll just move the calendar.
We can do it
Okay.
in September and then November.
Okay, September.
Let's do September 25, right?
That's more than the 30 days, so
We'll send an email.
that, okay.
And for November, you guys wanna continue doing the second Wednesday of the month?
I would say so.
Yeah, it's
Be
fine.
the 13th.
Yeah, especially since, the holidays are coming up in November.
Correct, yes.
Or-
So we're gonna do September 25, what do you want, and November 13th.
13th, 6:30. 13th. Because the Thanksgiving weekend is the last week, right? The 20,
That's the second one, yeah.
the 20,
We're
So
doing the 13th.
before-
We're doing,
the 26th.
yeah, it's a week
Yeah.
before.
So it's a week before Thanksgiving, so.
Yeah, so we're doing the,
Se pasa
The
el
13th.
Wednesday también es el 11.
Actually, the 28th is Thanksgiving.
yeah.
So are you good on the
You
13th?
good on the 13th?
That's fine.
Unfortunately, we don't have quorum, so we won't be able to do the meeting today. We are gonna schedule this meeting for September 25th, 25th, at the same time.
We're gonna send a letter?
We're gonna send the
Yeah.
letter, yes,
Okay.
so.
Can we find out which properties are they here to speak on?
You to show the pictures? You want to
Yeah.
show- Yeah, we can do that. Can we do it?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can show you
just
the
no
picture.
action, no.
No,
Yeah, we
we
just
can
can't take
take
any
action.
action, just we don't
Yeah.
have
I mean,
enough
they-
members here
They,
unfortunately.
they,
I just wanna be fair to them and the time that they.
Yes,
will
exactly.
give to
Yeah,
us.
of course.
And I was because I have some questions as well. I mean, I don't know if, I know there's no forum, but will y'all be able to answer questions?
We cannot, we cannot take an action.
Yeah, no action, just questions.
Yes.
Okay.
I see how it is.
So we're gonna present, your two cases to the two board members. Of course, we cannot take an action
No, you
because
can
because we don't have a complete quorum, but you can ask questions.
Okay.
That's fine. We have, you're here for the case of Zuni and Grant.
Okay. Okay, good meeting, July.
July 2020?
Yeah. Let's go to. Like that, like that, like that. Let's see. Okay.
Grant and Zuni.
Right down.
Question, have we seen this one before? Yes, right?
Yes.
This case was brought to the board back in April or June.
April.
In April. And the board members approved that the owner must board the whole mobile home. The owner failed to do that. And for that reason, we decided to bring this case back to the board and try to get a demolition order. I know this gentleman is here representing the owner. Do you want to ask
Actually,
a question?
we didn't fail, just to clarify.
Okay.
The thing is that at the time, back in 2018, the property was sold due to taxes. But you know how we have 90 days within those times that it was sold to get that property back, which we did. Okay, that was my sister's, that's what she did. She's not here, she's the property owner. I'm familiar because she's my sister, it's under my sister's and my mom's. So we tried to go ahead and see to get a permit either to demolish or to renovate. Unfortunately, that was not possible because at the time that it was sold to Manuela, because it has that name, Manuela Rodriguez, which I found out later that she's just a person that buys properties to probably resell them, basically. So the way that was handled is that the person that did the paperwork for my mom and my sister, the property was done incorrectly. They forgot to put the lot number. So all that information that was sent to the title company in Austin, they couldn't change it, which we didn't know about, okay? Now we found out that, not recently, basically in April, that when we got the letter and saying, hey, what's going on here? It's still not under my sister's name. What happened? Well, the reason why is that because it was not properly mentioned. The block number, the lot number of the street or something, it was something incorrectly, okay? So we called the title company in Austin and they said, no, well, you have to get a statement of ownership so you can change it back to the name to where originator was. Because we tried to get the permits and we couldn't get a permit. Why? Because it's not under her name. Okay, so we try to, we'll see what can we do? We can demolish or remodel. And I was like, well, we're gonna go remodel. But then we can get a permit because of the name. And we eventually got the form to send it back to the title company so the title company can go ahead and do that change, which we're basically waiting on that change because it was not done back in 08, in 18, I'm sorry. It was not done, okay? So at the time there were, and that's what I understand is like the city would say, well, we'll go ahead and demolish, we'll charge you, but wait a minute, how can you do that if it's not, you're not speaking to the owner is Manuela, not me, Martinez. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing that I did not understand, because when they were explaining that to me, I'm like, well then, nobody can do anything because the actual owner is, we don't know where she's at. So she has to say, yes, go ahead and demolish because it's under my name. But they were saying, no, it's because you're the property owner. Well, yeah, the property owner, but not the trailer owner. So anyways, so we're just waiting on the title to be changed so we can go ahead and demolish, because we're saying, okay, we're gonna demolish or rebuild, and it's gonna be more expensive. So we're just going to get a permit to demolish, okay? Of course, if the city demolishes, it's about $6,000. We can probably do it for less. Right now, how things are at, that everything's way above cost, we're just trying to see where we can do it for less, okay? If we having issues paying the taxes, how can we have issues not paying the demolished thing? So that's what we're just basically waiting on, which we're probably going to say, I would say within the next week or two, that's what we're getting that statement of ownership, where it's already been changed because the same person that did the paperwork for us had to do an amendment. So that amendment was done, so we send it off, we're basically just waiting on that. So one of my questions was, there's no fencing, no nothing in the front. If we do the fencing while we wait, and the whole thing here is just to avoid any hazardous things that can go in. People can go into the house, they can burn it down, they can go on. You never know. I mean, there's people that go out and smoke and do drugs or whatever, they go there and put a cigarette and then burns it up, okay? If we put a fence around the property and it's still like that, would that still be part of it? I mean, would it still be considered that you have to demolish or rebuild? I mean, we're trying to keep people out of the property. That's basically what we're trying to do. Is the fencing works? I mean, I don't know. Because what we're going to cost on putting boards around it, probably is going to be less just putting a fence.
The only thing is that the ordinance doesn't mention anything about the fence, it mentions about securing the building, so.
Right, and that's what we're trying to
What
do.
we're asking is to board the whole mobile home.
Well, yeah, but we're just going to avoid, we're not allowing people to go inside the property.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, fencing would keep people away from the property.
Yeah.
Because if we have it open, anybody can just go walk in but if we put fence, a wooden fence, would that work meanwhile, while we get that permit to demolish? Because it's eventually we're gonna demolish it.
Who's the owner of the property? Is it you all, do you have clear title of the property?
Yes, the property is under my sister's name, yes.
So I would say that the fence will certainly help.
Okay,
But as you know, fences in themselves are not complete deterrents to people. Somebody really
Jump
wants to
over.
get in, they'll get in. So I think the idea is that the building itself, as long as there's no doors or windows where someone can climb into, if that's all that needs to be boarded up, I see that there's some dilapidation and those kinds of things.
yeah, and the reason why it's like that, because it wasn't like that.
Right.
It wasn't like that. The person that bought it was rebuilding it. So when she found out that we got it back like 2 days before the actual date
Yeah. she
was
just
due,
abandoned it.
she literally went and took everything off.
Yeah.
It was not that the building was like that. She took off the old boards, put new boards, but then when she found out that we got the property back, she goes, oh, wait a minute, those boards are mine. I mean, they're new. Well, yeah, but you shouldn't have done anything before the 90 days.
Yeah.
You had to wait after the 90 days to do something in that property. So that's why the property is in that condition. Not that it was like that, because we didn't have issues before, because it was not like that until the property person that bought it was trying to rebuild it.
I think if you place the fence and you keep with the nuisance, the grass, cutting the grass and keeping it clean and keeping it safe, I'm pretty sure that in 2 or 3 weeks you will have your,
Yeah, we're estimating within 2 weeks.
maybe my next meeting, you already demolish it, maybe you're
Could be,
ready
yes.
for it and.
Could be, I
get rid
mean,
of
but
that.
it was just something that we can, just to basically help us in like, oh, well, we'll just put a fence and maybe that would keep people away from going inside the property.
Yeah, if you can place a fence and clean the
Clean it
property.
No, the grass and everything,
Yeah.
I myself, literally, I went out and cleaned it up myself. So that's, I know it's done.
Okay.
So, I mean, that is done. It's just that, I mean, whatever we're gonna spend
Secure
on
the
boards,
building, because is it near school?
it's about, on both sides it's Prada and the other ones aren't. So Prada, it's on, I would say 10 blocks, 15 blocks. The other one is about the same on both sides. It's in the middle, on both.
Since we can't take any action today, I assume that you'll bring it back at the next meeting.
Yeah, we'll address it again in about a month.
If
on
by then you've already done all these things, then,
September 25th, we'll be able to address it, when we have.
so in some ways you have that time now to.
Yeah, hopefully, like I said, like that was sent out and we're waiting on that statement of ownership. Because that was, and if we would have known earlier, believe me, we would have already either rebuilt it or demolished it. But since we didn't know until April when we had the first meeting, my sister came into the meeting.
I remember.
And she couldn't get permit for anything because it was not under her name. It was still under the person that purchased that mobile home. So,
Okay.
but okay, I mean, we'll keep, make sure we keep the long, short, because I think we went out there and put weed killer. So that way it would bring the weeds back up. And we'll go ahead and put a fence within this 30 days and then see, hopefully we get that statement of ownership by the next meeting. And then we'll just go ahead and get that demolished.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So I can go ahead and take off?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right, sounds good, thank you.
Was there anything please? Is he Okay. Oh, when it was, yeah, I remember that.
Sir, you're the owner or you're the tenant on that property?
I bought it, but I sold it to someone else. Someone else, that's what I have the contract, but he had already changed, he had already fixed many of the things and he cleaned up all the dirty, the trash around.
But we checked county clerk and it's still showing the current owner, It's still showing you as the owner.
Yeah, well, the thing is that he's making payment. We have an agreement that he is responsible, and that's what I have here, that's what I have to show, that he's the person responsible for permits, for anything. And everything is under his responsibility. That's, what I have to claim.
Who's on the warranty?
I am on the warranty deed. But as I was telling you, we have a contract, a signed contract that he's the one that is
So he's
responsible.
sort of renting to own.
Eh?
He's
Renting to own.
renting to own.
Rent to own, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well, also sell, it's
Owner finance.
only finance, yeah. So, and he agrees to whatever, it needs to be done, because I have been pushing him to, those metals, the sheet metals,
So those pictures are from today?
yeah. I think they're already fixed, he already fixed them.
Those are today.
Mhm. But that's for today,
Yeah.
today?
Yeah, those are today's pictures.
So I guess what was the,
And the last meeting on April or June meeting, right? The board had given
It was in
him,
April.
April, the board had given them 30 days to acquire permits and start
Oh,
doing those repairs, but as of today, there's no permits.
yeah, he came, I think it was at the beginning of this week to get a permit, but they won't even talk to him. They
Ah,
won't
Mr.
even-
Herrera,
¿Eh?
Mr. Herrera.
Yes,
Yo
ajá.
hablé con él,
¿Tú hablé con él?
nomás que ahorita se requiere algo de ingeniería, se requiere un arquitecto, un ingeniero,
Ajá.
un plano de qué es lo que va a hacer con esa estructura. Eso fue lo que le dije, pero él me dijo que no tenía dinero para
No, pues
contratar
él,
nadie.
él vive de su Social Security check.
Sí. O sea, y necesita sacar las mobile homes esas que tiene ahí atrás.
Ajá.
Las tiene conectadas con luz y no sacó permiso para nada. Ni luz, ni construcción, la electricidad, no sabemos cómo esté conectada la electricidad ahí porque no tenemos inspecciones, no tenemos ningún tipo de permiso, ningún tipo de plano.
Ajá.
Yo hablé con él, yo sí hablé con él, lo pasé para acá por una oficina.
Pues necesita decirle todo eso, pero no sé.
Sí, sí le expliqué.
Yo hablé con él ahora y me dijo que no le habían dicho nada, que nada más no quisieron hablar con él. Sí. ¿Usted no es
Sí, hablé con él.
Rodríguez?
Sí, yo soy Rigoberto
Oiga,
Rodríguez.
¿tiene el contrato, el contrato que menciona?
Sí, sí tengo un contrato y es el schedule of payments. Es que yo le di 4 meses para que arreglara, que sacara todos los permisos.
¿El contrato sale el nombre del tenant o del...?
Sí, aquí está todos los,
¿Cuántas personas vienen ahí, oiga?
a decirle verdad, vive, no sé exactamente.
Son 6.
¿Son 6?
Sí.
Ok. Yo sé que él vive con una señora, y otra señora que está ahí,
They're
que,
living in that,
They're living
the
like-
trailers in the back.
They're living in
en la esquina, en ese casita de la esquina.
in the mobile homes that they have
Yeah.
installed there.
No, pero son RV trailers,
Son
right?
RVs.
No son mobile homes.
That's it, but nobody's living there right now.
No,
Not in the house.
no, not in the house.
In the house, yeah.
Bueno, not in the front, it's in the back. Donde vive la señora es atrás,
Sí.
es en un lado. No es en la estructura esta que está aquí.
Pues,
So then the RVs are connected illegally?
Yes, we don't have any permits. Actually, they're not supposed to be
You can't get a
connected.
permit.
No, they're not
Connected.
supposed. They're not supposed to be connected.
Um, okay.
en esto, sí. Buyers shall maintain property at buyer's expense in full working order. Buyers shall allow the owner landlord to make an inspection of the property once a month. You don't have the right to go and check once a month. Buyers shall indemnify if something happened to anyone, it's his responsibility. Buyers shall not make wrong or illegal use of the property. Buyers shall obtain proper permits for renovation or any change of the property. Buyers shall pay fines resulting from any wrongdoing of the use of the property. I gave him, he doesn't speak English, So I gave him this version in Spanish. I use Google Translation and gave it to him
¿Por qué
to.
no le van a dar permiso? Porque no es el dueño.
Okay.
Tiene
Pero
que
well,
venir el
can he get
dueño.
a, can the other person get a permits with this contract?
What, the one that's renting needs to get a building permit with owner's authorization. But the land development code, when it comes to substandards or the code of ordinances, chapter 16, it does not talk about renters, it talks about property owners. So ultimately, the responsibility is on the property owner, whoever's on the warranty deed. So if it's in the process of being switched over, the code reads that the property owner is responsible to be in compliance. And once it's deemed in this category substandard, that's why they require a more detailed plan on how to fix, renovate, or, because it's obvious it's in dilapidated situations. And so in order for the city to certify and put a certificate of occupancy, utilities on there, they're gonna have to comply with the code. And at this stage, to fix this, it's gotta meet the energy conservation code. I mean, can it be fixed? Sure, everything can fix, but you're gonna need proper plans to move forward. And, but it's the substandard part of it. It is up to the property owner to comply. So
What about if we have an agreement that he's responsible for it?
that's between the property owner and the buyer. The city's dealing with the property owner. Now, committee's not doing any action today, but that's the way it reads, right? So the city doesn't deal with renters, leases, or they deal with the property
Yeah.
owner.
Legal.
Because that's ultimately who is responsible to be in compliance.
So even if,
He has a
Mr.
contract.
Estrada authorizes,
He still, whoever the property owner is,
Correct.
still has to.
but the man doesn't have the means, Mr. Estrada doesn't have the means to fix it. Even though if he would allow it to get the proper permits, Mr. Estrada doesn't have the means to fix it.
Porque de
And
todos modos,
that's another issue.
there's a contract, but according to the payments, he's only giving you 2 payments.
Actually, he has been living there. I gave him 4 months to live free.
So imagine, he still has to pay all this,
Yeah.
so
Before
you're the
you-
owner, you're the responsible.
Sí. Esto, he went in on February the 1st, is when we started the contract. And I don't know if I will ever live this long. The contract ends on the year 2039, on June 2039. I don't think I will live that long. I'm 78 years old,
So
68 years
So
old.
imagine, he's only given 2 monthly payments.
Yeah,
Italic gas at 2039.
yeah. I mean, we talked about it and he said, we might not live that long. I don't know, I don't think I will live that long. No, he had a stroke and he was homeless. He was living in a street. And he's a good friend. He's a far relative, he's from Mexico, from within. My grandfather was cousin or something. But he didn't think that he's a good friend more than anything. And he was living on the street, he would park, his van is where he was living. Sometimes he would park in my house, but my wife didn't want him to live there, so I have to go out. But with this, I gave him the permission to do anything, to do, undo, to pay whatever. I mean, he's the one that responsible for that, and that's what I claim. Whatever it is, whatever it has to be done, push him. He's the one that he agreed to be responsible for that property.
But
He's the one
how
that.
can we do that? He mentioned to the inspector he does not have any money to do that. To
Yeah.
submit the plans that we're requiring, he does not have money.
Mhm.
I mean, al último del día, las multas o lo que tenga que va a caer al nombre de usted. O sea, usted es el dueño. Aunque él esté pagando y todo, pero como quiera no deja de usted ser el dueño.
Sí.
So usted está responsable por sacar esas RVs que están ahí, no pueden estar ahí, no pueden estar ni conectadas.
Buen sector.
No.
Entonces, pero ese es movible, o sea, no puede tener nada más un permiso de conexión o algo nada más, para nada, no puede haber una RV ahí para
No
nada,
puede haber RVs ahí.
Conectadas.
conectada.
La puede tener como storage, pero no la puede tener conectada.
No pueden vivir ahí. Una RV no es para vivir permanente, es un recreational vehicle, es para nomás llevarla a una parte, usarla por unos cuantos días. No es para ser permanente habitación.
Bueno, pues sí, pero es ya veo cómo es bien terco, bien. Yo digo, lo único que me estoy respaldando es que si hay una multa, que él la pague. Y él está de acuerdo a hacerse responsable. Él está de acuerdo a hacer todo. Por eso es lo que that's what I claim. He agrees to be responsible. He abides by the contract that we have. Pero pues digo, es lo que le digo, él no sé si.
Pero that agreement is between you and that person. The city is based on the property ownership.
¿No trae una copia de esta que nos pueda dar?
Se la puedo mandar. Es que tenemos una. Sí tengo copia de esta. Sí que se la traigo.
Sí, una copia.
Ya, ya, ya.
A lo mejor podemos discutirlo también con
Sí.
los abogados.
Sí, este yo tengo pero es que esta como esta está firmada por él, es la que tenemos.
La original.
Sí.
Bueno, pues iba a haber una junta,
Yeah.
sir. Va a ser en septiembre 25, son más, nosotros todavía estamos tratando de que el edificio esté up to code.
Sí.
Hopefully en septiembre 25 tenemos un forum y podemos discutir el tema.
Pues le voy a decir que voy a hablar con usted
¿Sí?
y usted le dice lo que tiene que hacer.
Ya le dije, lo único que me respondió es de que no tiene dinero.
Pues sí, él vive su social security. Sí. Y la señora que vive con él, ella creo que trabaja para mí, sí.
Usted
Pero
como
ya
dueño,
no puede trabajar muy bien porque tiene reumas y eso.
usted como dueño tiene que avisarle que tiene que sacar esos RVs, no los puede tener ahí.
Sí.
Creo que la desconecte, ¿verdad?
Se desconecta.
What's the zoning of that property?
It's on
R3.
R3.
So you could have mobile,
You can install a mobile home.
A mobile home, yes.
Manufactured
But
home.
not
but
an
not
RV.
an RV.
Yeah.
What's the difference between an RV and a mobile?
Recreational vehicle, it's just for recreation. Mobile home, you have to place it, tie it down, remove the tires.
The mobile homes are also registered with HUD, so they have a certificate, like they're built for living.
Yeah,
And the state inspects.
because I think that's a mobile home. I mean, I think it's a 30.
Well, they would need to have a tag, and that
Yeah,
tag
yeah,
has a
okay.
number, and then the owner comes out on the website for the state.
Tiene placa de vencido.
No, it's an RV, no, it's not a mobile.
Yeah,
It's
no,
an
no.
RV trailer.
Because I know that the difference is between foolish.
No, es
No.
más que estas están clasificadas como
Como
vehículos recreacionales y
Sí.
la otra es una mobile home. La mobile home está registrada con el estado, que es una vivienda. Y esta no, este es un vehículo recreacional que puede mover.
Yeah.
Un coche como una.
Sí.
Yeah.
Esta le requiere, el estado de Texas le requiere una placa.
The Texas Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah.
Ah,
La
okay,
placa,
placa.
sí. Y la mobile home no le requiere.
No requiere
placa.
placa.
Entonces lo esperamos aquí en septiembre.
Sí, sí.
Ok, gracias por
Ok,
venir.
gracias, Tony.
Gracias.
Y another question. En la casita de Adobe.
Yes, you can.
It's allowed.
You can structurally violate the code.
Yeah, as long as you structurally meet.
Tenía una cuestión de una
Structurally,
casita de adobe.
Que se puede hacer una casita de
So
Adobe.
we're doesn't
Can we
really.
conclude the meeting so I
Yes.
can stop
Yes.
recording? Yeah.
Yes.
This meeting has this, thank you.